Hey guys, Mas here. Hope you're doing well. This is Mas Sajady. Welcome to Mas on Sundays, and again, welcome back for those people who are new. Don't know much about me. Basically, what I do is I help you explain life, and we're going to be doing that. We're going to be changing the format. By the way, on Mas on Sunday, we're going to be doing more, say, live scans for you all, which is going to be really cool for you, and then helping you understand, say, the power or the reason on why your life happens, and then giving you the power on how to shift it. It's kind of a cool setting where I am here today, and I just want to show it to you guys because I don't know how many of you been in a racing trailer, right? It's kind of cool, right? So I'm just gonna walk around, and then we'll get into the live meditation where we talk about well, what's happening in the consciousness of the world, right? Because there's a lot of world problems, and a lot of times, we don't see it on TV. We get inundated, we get bombed by, what's happening with Johnny Depp. Not that that's not important or anything, because abused men, which is huge. Those guys who are on the show who've been abused, and then people go, "You must be kidding me," or "That's bullshit," or "That doesn't happen." The court systems, the world just thinks that that doesn't happen a lot. But as you can see, a very famous individual, Johnny Depp just getting shit up beat out of him, and men as a whole, you can't do anything about that. So again, that's really important. We're going to be talking more and more about that as we come into, a men, XI masculine, XI feminine series coming up, especially the starting off with the London events. We're going to be doing that quite a bit as well. So come on in. Hey, everybody. Oh, hey, let me introduce Andre for you. This guy coaches my son. Give me a second. Audio settings. Let me just get the background blurred out, unblurred. Here we go.
Hi
We
guys.
Alex, we just finished up a race with Alex. It just not too long ago. It was fucking amazing, wasn't it? How
Oh
we
yeah,
placed?
it was amazing. We can stops over here,
Yeah.
Virginia International Raceway, and we finished in 2 4s and 1 6, which will
Yeah.
collect a lot of points for the championship. Probably turn the championship right now at a 27 car.
And just to give you how powerful XI is, Alex has only been racing. This first year. Those guys are in the top top one or two spots. They've been racing for what 10,
10,
10 or more
15,
years.
9 years. I
Yeah,
think the young guys been racing from
yeah, and he's only like 18 years old. So or yeah, so it's just amazing. So thanks, Andrew.
you welcome
All right,
guys.
all right. I'll see you later,
See
bud.
ya.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you around this trailer as well. It looks kind of cool. But anyway, so as Andre getting his stuff ready because he's got to take off for the airport. Again, a lot of important things happening that we don't really even know about. Again, what's in the news is not what's really happening in the world. In fact, that's kind of it's kind of a distortion, or it puts your mind aside to what's really really important, and that's a lot of, say, policies, a lot of transformations, a lot of more regulations, a lot of all that stuff that's affecting us, and then we know about it later. So the key is, and this is what the worldwide meditation is about. Let's take a deep breath in, and we'll just start out.
See ya.
And I promised you guys things. So hold on a second. I'll unblur this and I'll just walk around the trailer for you, and then we'll get into the worldwide meditation. Sorry about that. So anyway, this is the back end where they literally just check out every detail of the car. Braking. How much pressure. The brakes are used. How much gas, throttle, all the details of the car. Are all on computer, and then they start to analyze it in this room, and that's how they get better and better. This is where they. I'm just going to show you a brief. There's Andre again getting ready, but this is where everything is, and then behind there's another break room, but then that's where they store all the cars as well. And over here outside, it's a huge trailer. These trailers get kind of expensive as well. The one right across from me, that's about a $2 million setup there. So quite amazing on what or how much people enjoy racing. It's again, it's quite an interesting. Um, it's quite interesting how humans want to explore space and time, isn't it? Because that's what it's about. You know, a lot of those individuals, they might not know why they're doing it, but the underlying reason is that, you know, when you're going that fast, you don't think about anything else but being in the present moment. And then that's where the exhilaration happens. So think about it as you close your eyes, as you get comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and blur this background. As you guys get comfortable, you guys can close your eyes. Um, you can close them now, close them later. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to look at me. But just settling you guys in. There you go. Take a breath in again. And notice it doesn't take long to settle you all in. Notice how that happens. I didn't use techniques like hypnosis or calming you down or any of the other psychological experiences that are say, important. But what I did was the same thing that driving at high level at high speeds, or when you're really noticing, when you're really say in love with someone, or when you're really say paying attention because you're just say pulled in, you're just vacuumed into the moment, right? And it feels so exhilarating. And it could be that moment could be say not such a great moment, such a tragic moment. You know, there's always say that expansiveness, that euphoria that's coming through. Well, that's pulling you into space and time, and even the tragic moments you've been in those spaces can get you euphoric, and that's the reason why. And sometimes it kind of confuses. Is like, why do tragic moments become so euphoric when we think about it later on? Well, that's the reason why. Because in this reality, once you're put into that momentum of being in the present, and then in the one reality that counts, right? Or as close to that one reality that counts, right? You start becoming euphoric. This is where your power is. This is where you can transform the world. This is where, say, one individual can literally change the course of mankind. They can. And this is where those individuals, get their power. That's where the power, say, has been granted for them, right? And they can transform millions of people, billions of people. They can transform, say, policies that aren't the best. And that's what we're going to be talking about today because the consciousness has to change. So take another deep breath in again. How do we change the consciousness? Right? Deconstructing, as Angel put it. Right? There is a deconstruction going on. The deconstruction is not with the World Economic Forum. The deconstruction is not with World Health Organization, government bodies, church groups or anything like that. That level of control is all. It's okay. It's very menial, right? And that's very important to note. Again, it's okay, but it's very, very menial. It has nothing to do with your higher level purpose of why you're here and where you are. And that's what I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be taking you here today in the worldwide meditation, so we can really solve the world problems. Because solving the world problems does not come of this reality. It is not cleaner water. It is not better fuels. It is not whatever that we do, better taxation or less taxation, and all those things that we think about. It's not about that. That is an after effect of raising your consciousness. We have to understand, as you notice your chest, that that is an after effect. It is an after effect of you rising to a much, much higher level of consciousness. With that rising to a higher level of consciousness, no matter what you do, there's been thousands and tens of thousands of great individuals with fantastic ideas. And look, we're still in same shit that we were 100 years ago. In fact, it's literally 75 years ago. You guys all know what happened 75 years ago. If you can't guess, comment in on what happened about 75 years ago, right? With World War II and so on. Same shit's happening without a war. Why is that? Why are we recycling again? That can't happen, right? And we're getting more and more into that, rock in a hard place where something has to break. And what's breaking or what's gonna break is the consciousness. not more policies, not more dictatorship, nothing like that. Because, and that's what that's the only solution that those leaders, so-called leaders, have thought about. So we're going to be helping the leaders. We're going to be helping you come into your power, because that's what it's about. It's not fighting against each other. It's about, hey, you know what? Maybe we should look at another way of looking at life. Maybe we should look at another way of doing things. Right? Look at your life. Look at those individuals who've changed over time. Take a breath in again. Notice your spine. Look at all of you who've changed using XI. Now, how did you change? Did you change your psychology, or did you change your consciousness first? Did you change your attitude or who you're dating or not, or did you change your consciousness first and then things flipped around for you? It's the exact same thing worldwide, guys. So take a breath in again. We're going to be talking about the Ukraine war here, what's happening again, because that's just an old pattern of what happened 75 years ago, right? Pull you into your real power, your grandness of who you are. Noticing your upper back. What we're going to do, help you understand what consciousness is, because that's a big word. People go, well, we need to raise consciousness, and then we do the same shit. That's not about more love, more help, nothing like that. It's got nothing to do with that. I'm not saying that doesn't work. I'm just saying it's got nothing to do with that. And it really doesn't work if you're not in the right consciousness. So in this session, this global meditation, frequency meditation, I'll put you into the right consciousness. And then throughout the day, you'll see what I'm talking about. Breath in again. Notice your chest. So the situations that are happening, and that's what these frequency meditations are about. Situations that are happening, in the Ukraine, with Russia, with Afghanistan, and all those countries, over and over again. What we're facing today, even with Johnny Depp, and everything else again that's happening. A lot of things opening up for us. Another breath in again. I deeply meditated on the situation specifically in the Ukraine, and got some dear friends in the Ukraine, and they're showing me inside footage of what's going on, what you don't see on the news. It's horrific. Get another one talking about other wars coming through. Breath in again. That's the go-to pattern for people in control. We don't know what to do. What's your go-to pattern? Countries start a war, even if there is not one necessary. What do you do? Notice your hips, notice your mid back. Do you have a go-to pattern? Is it beneficial for you? If it's not, stop it. Just observe. Notice your spine. Take a breath in. Now, I was meditating. A lot of individuals who get into trouble, their parents are dying, somebody's ill, they get to the last resort, they don't know what to do, they come to me. Businesses who are failing, marriages who are failing, again, people who are dying, people, they just don't know what to do, right? They come to me as a last resort. Um, and a lot of times they transform. But as we take a deep breath in, I'll explain what happens to Putin and so on as I guide you into the deeper states. So I worked on the people in the Ukraine. I worked on Putin. I worked on other leaders who are involved. This is not just the two. Breathing in, guiding you into that higher level. You know, notice how you're feeling. And it's a frequency that's shifting you, a frequency that pushes you where you need to be in time and space. Even if you don't understand it, your natural intelligence does. So breath in again, nice strong breath in. As we observe your surroundings, as we observe your space, and then observe your environment, and then observe you. So again, shifting that around. Observe your environment, observe your body. The perimeters of your body, your hands, your back, your front side. There we go. Wonderful breath in again. As you start to feel your power, again, as you start to feel your power, notice that power comes within you. It's not rules that protect you, like many of you want rules, guidelines to protect you, other things around you. You'll never feel protected. You think your money, again, something outside to protect you, not going to work. Lack of your religions, your spiritual practices, again, they might, not saying they're wrong. How do you feel? You feel insecure without them? Exactly. All I'm saying. Freedom, awakening, power comes from within. Then your religions, how you practice it, how you practice your spiritual practices, how you practice your atheism, it'll work out better for you. Notice your breath. So when I focused in on the Ukraine war, we feel for all those people who've died, both sides, not necessary. A big shift for you all, which is really nice. Notice your backside. A higher answer came. Everybody wants to protect the victim. Yeah, so just hear me out. There's a bad guy, and then there's always someone who's victimized. And I was working and I was meditating on the family that I know and then other people in the Ukraine, but a small group. Notice your inner self. Notice your spine from the inside. I didn't see them as people. Maybe feeling really anchored and good. Exactly. Now imagine if you were anchored in good 24/7, 365 a day. There you go. How would your life change? But as we take a deep breath in and go even deeper now that we're gaining momentum as more and more people are joining in, it's taking me a little longer because people are joining in later. I have to set them, rewire them to, again, come into sync with the rest. Even if you're listening to this on a recording, it'll still benefit you. It's better to do it live. So your personal frequency signature is there. You, yourself, is there. Noticing the back of your head. Most situations happen in this reality. There's an aggressor, there's a victim. We always have to save the victim. And again, in this situation, we feel for the Ukraine, right? And as we did the meditation, like we're doing now, and let's just get you into that state so you guys can experience that for yourself on what really needs to happen for us to make a better world, raise consciousness, put you into that state where this answer literally knocked me off my chair because this is the pattern that everybody, most everybody runs, including me at the time, but not no more. And this is where many of you have experienced, say, the frequencies are different. This is the reason why. So as we settle in, noticing your midsection, helping you access your power from within. In order for you to win in any situation, you'd have to win or take over somebody else, no matter what it is. Again, whether it's the Ukraine war or the race here that we're doing, that's that mindset. But it goes deeper. There's always a victim involved. Now, in sports teams and so on, not much of a victim, but in other areas of life, there's always a victim involved. That's the problem. And that's the key. You want to defuse this consciousness, take a breath in. You want to be part of that group. We have to remove the program of being a victim. It's Think of it as a computer simulation, guys. It literally is a simulation. What I do, I rewire you. There's an aggressor. The victim has to play the role. Those who did the addiction series, I removed you being from a victim, and look what happened. You stopped being addicted. I'm not saying it's the victim's fault. I'm just saying that we remove the pattern of being a victim. And then, just like any program, starts to unravel itself. Very simple math. You're not pushing against anything. You're not running that victim pattern. Putin has nothing to victimize. So at a higher level, that program dissipates. And I'm not blaming the victims, by the way, in no way. It's just that you're running a program. The aggressors are running a program. They need a control to feel that they're in control. The victims need to be victimized to feel that they're here. So if one wakes up by quitting their program, the other wakes up as well. Somebody said it is one of the longest and conveniently perpetuated program in human consciousness. Religions use it, political people use it, your mother, your parents use it, right? So in this meditation, let's eliminate being or victimizing people. If you're all in for that, take a breath in. I'm just helping you confirm your deletions, saying that it needs to stop for me and others around me. So again, if you're all in, take a breath in right now. Strong, confident breath in, saying, I'm in. Holding that breath like you own it, you control it because you are the control of your life. And then on your command, when you're ready to release, just release any patterns. As you do that at an emotional level, do that at a programming level, genetic level for you. There we go. Again, getting out of the game, or somebody put it, out of the simulation. Once you step out of the game, there's no more wars, guys. Look at it. Look at those individuals who try to instigate and you don't play. There's no more wars. So take a breath in. I'm going to go deep a little bit. I'm going to be silent. There's nothing wrong with your audio. I just want to go deeper for you, rewire you at a deeper level. It's a good crowd. You're in that momentum. Again, take a breath in. Say, I'm in. Keep this momentum going. Bring you back into the power that you are. Notice the momentum. Notice you in that momentum. Notice your chest. Notice how you feel. And by the way, it's not just this group. This is a worldwide frequency meditation. We're working on the global level, our species, and then Earth. Feel the power within. Take a breath in. Feel the power within every cell of your being. Remember that. Help the leaders lead because they always say, for your best. Let's help them lead so it is for our best, not their best, not a specific group's best, but for the human race. And if you're not into that, you exit, no matter who you are, what level you're at. This time, this point in history has never happened before at the level that it's at. There's been turning points, but at the level we're at, we're coming into a whole new level, a whole new game. Old shit's not going to work. But as you take a deep breath in, it will help you reset human consciousness because we can. We have the power, whether you believe it or not. We have the power of awakening our consciousness. If you've had to put it to scale, the power of money and influence of this world, like influencers, leaders, and so on, like that, would be at level one. Power that we have inside, especially those who awaken on the right side, same scale, be at level, say, about 1 million. We unite as a whole. We unite as a whole, and that's the key. That's why separation is important. have to come back together. Have to come back together, and this is a unification of all of us. That power that we all have inside becomes exponentially even more powerful. And as I said, no matter what level that you're at, the lowest to the highest in, say, socioeconomics, if you're not in the new game that's starting, you're out. Mark my words, as a prediction, the next few months, you'll see a lot of high level, say, leaders either exit, commit suicide, die, mental craziness, those types of patterns that have controlled from, say, a different level or the wrong side of say, frequencies, not just at those higher levels, but they'll make the news. You'll see a lot of that happening at the lower levels as well. So you've heard it, my predictions, and it's because we are all awakening. We're letting go of the old shit. Take a breath in again. And we're not destroying, by the way. We're awakening. They clean up. Sometimes it's just easier for them to clean up on the other side. Simple as that. So again, we're not the aggressors. We're not the victims trying to take back our stance. We're the awakenings. Breath in again as we end. Welcome back. Notice how you're feeling. Notice your breath. Open your eyes. Welcome back. How are you all feeling? When he said we're born for this, yeah, we're not here to slave away. We're not here to struggle. We're not, that's all bullshit. We're here to be the best possible self, guys. That's what XI is about, becoming exponentially intelligent, not just for us, but our kids, uh, current generations, the world. So that's what this is all about. I'm so glad that you're here. I think we're going to take a break, a 1 minute break, I believe, if that's correct, Yami. Um, so there's a lot of good things coming up for us. Father's Day coming up. If you really want to, be that perfect father coming up, letting go. We all have fathers, right? Letting go of, say, not the best father, even if your father was really good, letting go of, say, physical issues, things like that of that nature that they might have had. So that's all coming up for you. Take a look at that. Take a look at Mas Sajady, MASSAJADY.com, coming up. Also, um, Elevation starts tomorrow. If you're new to XI, it's not a beginning program, but it's a very powerful program. It allows you to get your feet wet, right, into frequencies to help you transform your life rather than psychology, which is what about 100 years ago. So again, very new technologies to transform your life. So that's coming up for those people who've been here before, who are XRs, who've tried again the 18-day the 18-day acceleration program or the essential program, the 18-day the elevation program, which is 4 days for the month every Monday. That'll help you perpetuate where you are and get you stronger on your own. And then the essence of strength and stability, by the way, it's a Father's Day event coming up on June 13th. Here we go. Then frequency spa, helping you stay younger frequency wise. I'm 61 years old, guys. Blood work and all that, like a 25-year-old. So that's coming up June 15th. Feng Shui, clearing and optimizing your space, is on Saturday, June 25th, which is really huge. Plus the European tour. You can go to xisuccess.com. Will be in some of the events in London will be online. It's going to be very powerful events, by the way. And then obviously driving to success consciousness. That's July 17th through the 21st, and we might even have a charity event coming up as well, where I'm racing for some charity. So, and you guys might pick the charity that we donate all the money to. All right. All right, so we'll come back in just about a minute, and then we'll take some live callers and tell you what's going on with your life, explain your life, and then help you to solve it. All right. Hey guys, we are back. Mas on Sunday with Mas Sajady. And again, this portion is where I scan you and see what's going on with your life. Again, if you're new, very simple. I have abilities to tap into your master blueprint. Tap into your master blueprint, see what's wrong, see what's going on, see what's holding you back, and then edit it. Simple as that. It literally is that simple for me. Many of you comment in on how fast you've transformed with XI. And again, it's not me doing the work. It literally is helping you rewire and going, oh, I get it. That's the problem. So again, it's not about, hey, go to Moss. It's about, hey, let me figure out what's happening with you. And then once you figure it out, helping you rewire it, and then your life is good to go. So a lot of great questions. I feel calm and present. Thank you, Moss XI community, Moss team. Spatial referencing has been really great help. You guys want to know about spatial referencing? One of the fastest ways to really become happy. There's so many individuals who've tried so many things, guys. Antidepressants. They're suicidal and so on like that. Again, I'm not claiming I cure anybody. I'm not a doctor in any way, but as a note, as I scan you, if I say something, again, it's just the way I'm looking at it. I could be totally off. All right. So do your own analysis before you decide. Okay. And if you do, decide to get scanned, again, you're allowing us to use this on a public forum. So if you don't want to be scanned on a public forum, don't raise your hand or don't go, hey, scan me, right? Because we won't take it off. Alrighty. And again, please just ask once. All right. All right. I feel good. My whole body is on. Feel so good. Feeling better. Incredible. Thank you. Um, Somebody was asking, say, so what happens to Putin? Well, they awaken. They start to awaken, and then they start to clean up. So, say the bad people or the victims, either way, it doesn't really matter who it is, right? If you're not running truth, victim patterns, aggressors, or whatever, that's the key, right? We're always like trying to help the victims. We're always trying to like stop or limit, the aggressors and so on. It's not about that. It's about pulling off their bullshit, right? Either way, and then the truth comes out. So if you have, say, 90, if you're a 90% victim pattern, for example, 90% of you gets cleaned up. You're not going to do well in this reality. Your physical body will cease to exist. If you're an aggressor, right? Say like a Putin or so on like that, and you just got to aggress, you got to kill more, you got to abuse more, you got to control more. Well, say they're 90%. Again, aggressor. 90% of them is a lie. That gets cleaned out. Again, everybody wins the way we're doing it. Everybody wins. And then what happens? 90% of you gets cleaned out, right? Imagine that your body has a tumor. 90% of your body has a tumor. You remove the tumor. What happens to your body? Boom, it's gone. Either way, it doesn't matter. The deal is, in this time frame, everybody awakens. By the way, if you are into, say, religion and so on, this is the moment of awakening. People see their bullshit, by the way. So, all right. Oneness peace. I love that. Thank you, Master. Love. Again, if you want to be scanned, there's so many great comments here. Exponentially more aware. If you want to be scanned, uh, this one, I had a dream. I was talking to Moss about Ibiza. It's really going to be a fantastic time. This is where we step into our greatness. Becoming really uh, um, coming into our strong feminine and then our strong masculine. 18 days epic, epic. Guys, get ready for that. This next month, 18 day is huge. Um, This one, Pamela, I've deleted my victim patterns. My whole family has victim and the undoubtedly patterns. Yes. So for you, Pamela, let's take a deep breath in. I'll just work on you. What's the next moment? Because sometimes, you delete your patterns so fast. Like you, Pamela, you've done a great job. You've deleted it so fast. It's like, whoa, who am I now? That's the key. It's like, well, who am I now? So I don't want you to fall back in. So again, take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in, and then let's help you perpetuate. So basically, Pamela, you've many of you've pulled yourself out of the hole, okay? But the hole is right behind you. So I'm just giving you a push forward. So one, you don't go backwards because it's like you go forward and it's like, gosh, I'm lost. I don't know where to go. I'm gonna go back into my hole, right? A lot that might sound funny, but people who have been in prison for say a decade or more, they don't know what society feels like. It's scary out there. They'll commit a crime to go back in prison. Consciousness, same way. You, right? You've been in prison for lifetimes, right? Your family's been in prison for lifetimes, right, Pamela? And now it's like, well, what do? I don't want you to go back in prison just because you don't know what else to do. So I'm forcing you to stay straight. There we go. So Putin has a mysterious death. Not sure about say a mysterious death, but let's just say that just reading him, um, some brain factors, something happens in his brain where he's not in the limelight anymore or anything like that. You'll see people like that. Yeah, yeah, he's not looking good health wise. Not looking good at all. Some of the control mechanisms here, they're not looking good either. So again, that's what's happening. I can scan anybody, by the way. So thanks, buddy. Can you remove that hole? I seem to be in a problem. Yes. So for you, Mighty Savage, what happens is like you go straight for a while, and then it's like, gosh, I got to go help this person and so on. And then no. So what you don't want to do is cycle back. When you get stronger and stronger, it's always a good. it's the thing that we do is like, well, shit, I'm getting stronger and stronger. I'm gonna go help somebody else. You don't do that, right? Because one, it slows you down. But the important thing is you're not helping them. You're not helping them at all. And I'll give you the reason why. When there's slack, say there's slack in the line, right? When you're going further and further, your family's here, okay? You want to keep that tension on them because that tension is what's going to force them to pull forward, right? It's just like a rubber band. It gets stretchier. You're feeling the pull backwards, right? No, you got to be that strong individual that's just going to go, no, I'm just going to hunker down, dig in, and keep going forward, more forward, more forward. It doesn't matter the pressure behind you. Don't go, well, shit, I'm feeling a lot of pressure from behind me. I'm going to go backwards. Don't do that because these guys are stuck. Now, not all of them are going to go with you, by the way, right? So that's just it is what it is. They're not going to go with you. But those people that do want to go with you, you're pulling them out. But what happens, right? You've got tension on that rubber band, right? You're pulling them out. Just imagine they're stuck in quicksand. You're pulling them out. What do? You back up. Where do they go? They sink. They sink deeper. You sink with them. So that's why I say I know it sounds really weird, and this is where guilt pattern happens. This is where heroism happens. This is where that white knight syndrome happens in guys, and then this is where they get the shit beat out of them, just like who's that guy, Johnny Depp, right? This is where that happens. He's always like trying to help these people. It's like it's okay because they let go of that tension. No, you just fucking go forward. Just go forward. You're going to pull those guys out. You're going to be in a much better place. All right. So again, that's your key. A lot of you start to say cycle. What about Canada PM Trudeau? He Trudeau, health wise, he I don't know. There's just a lot of illness in them. These high level people. Maybe that's one way to get rid of them. I guess. Um, um, he takes some kind of medication. Seems like that medication stops working for him. He has like an identity crisis. He literally breaks down. He's Trudeau's been his upbringing. He's like a 10, 12-year old. Something happened around 10 or 12 years old, and it just literally froze him in time. So that identity crisis, no matter how old you are, some of you have gone through that, right? Something happened to you at a certain age. You've got that identity crisis. You're like, 40s and 50s now. And then with XI, you have to go back and clear up that identity crisis for you to go forward. Who's gone through that? Commented. Trudeau basically goes through, but he doesn't do the XI thing, so he gets a little fucked up. So yeah, they took the vaccine. Can you look into Taiwan and China outlook? They start breaking away. The big deal is overall, somebody was talking about money, guys, and I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not telling you what to do, but overall, the cycles will go up. Okay, there's a big war, and this is what the real thing is, and this is what the news doesn't really tell you, is that the leaders out there, they're losing control of the currencies. Okay, the top families that control the currency, basically the dollar, they're losing control because of cryptos. China, India, other countries, they're moving from, say, the petrodollar. It's destabilizing the higher end. That's why there's extreme recession. At the higher end, it's coming through. A lot of you are feeling it. Look at the gas prices, food prices, and so on like that. There's a lot of businesses that they might look good on paper, but I'm hearing a lot of businesses they're like 30, 40% off their statistics from last year. Again, those are signs of deep recessions coming through. So again, the market will like peak. It's a great time to like take advantage if you want to. I don't know what type of trader you are, a day trader, week trader, and so on. It'll peak. It'll have a good run. I myself will probably sell out on that and then get into like gold and silver and so on like that. Maybe even get out of crypto for a little bit as it might tank again. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm predicting. I can't. I'm not. Again, I'm not a psychic, but I'm just seeing cycles. Okay, and I could be totally fucking off. I could be totally off. But again, around mid June and so on, it'll just keep. Um, it seems again it'll peak. I don't know the exact time frame, but it'll peak. Um, um, and people go, it's going to be the greatest time ever. It's going to be the best time ever, and so on like that. That's where you want to sell. Right now, it's probably a good time to get back in. Can you scan UK government? The UK government actually, they're phasing out as the Queen gets older. 5 minutes on. As the Queen gets older, she starts to awaken, and then she starts to release all the garbage. When people get older, right? They start to come to their senses. So the Queen actually starts to look cleaner and cleaner, although there's a lot of deep shit. There's a lot of dark shit happening there. But as she awakens, there's some other, say, younger groups that are kind of darker going, what the fuck's happening with the Queen? She's not following the agenda. So there's going to be a break apart in the UK government. There's almost going to be like an internal war between there. Again, shit has to happen, right? Um, Moss, I'm not sure that I have moved away from my teenage years. This is Susie Miller. You are about to. You're actually letting go of the pain that's happening or that's happened for you. So some of you guys, like I said, something's happened back in the past. You're a lot older now. Okay, and here this is the trajectory. And again, it's just like clockwork. Okay, I've worked on hundreds of thousands of client sessions, so it's just like clockwork, guys. You might think you're different, but again, you're a program, okay? And you might think, well, shit, that's not enthusiastic. No, think of it as be happy that you're a program, okay? Because if it was all emotions and stuff, it would take you a fuck of a long time to change. But you're not. You're a fucking program. That's all it is. You change your program, your life changes. So again, it's a good thing that you're a program. Okay. Don't think of it as, oh gosh, I have no identity and so on. You do. It's the identity that your program is running. You change your program. Simple as that. It's easier than changing your emotions, your attitude, your belief system. Change your program, all that shit changes for you. Okay. And then you have a great life. That's all you want, right? A great life. Who cares? So anyway, what do I think of revenge? Revenge is really good if you don't use it against other people. Okay? You don't destroy other people. Revenge is good to go, shit, what weaknesses was I running that allowed that person to take advantage of me? Okay? And then you remove that weakness within you. You just ask yourself, what program was I running that allowed me to get beat up, victimized, whatever, right? And your best revenge is being or cleaning up your shit, your own shit, and then moving forward. So um, all currency is in pro. You're damn right it is, guys. The only thing, and this is what's really important. You think it's going to be devastating, and it is, but it's a new awakening. Cleansing is a new awakening. Many of you who've gone through, somebody said, hit the like button. Please, guys, hit the like button for us, right? Would you guys? Thank you so much. Thank you for that. I don't do a lot of self promotion, but yeah. So hit the like button, guys. Join our YouTube channel. That'd be so fantastic. Um, also got a really weird body rash, but nobody seems to be able to diagnose it as painful. Could I have a scan? My diet is organic. Yeah, and again, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but this is blue water. One, again, not a doctor, but it seems like you have a high heavy metals in you, from what I'm seeing. You have high heavy metals, and heavy metals could be like you're taking a lot of minerals, okay? And then whatever organic that you're eating is affecting or trying to get rid of the heavy metals in you, and that's where the rash comes in, from what I'm seeing. So I would eliminate your heavy metals, and then also check again. To me, heavy metals, right? If you're taking a lot of minerals, like zinc and well, those are minerals. Those are so to me it looks all the same, so I can't tell. So it's either heavy minerals like from fish, stuff like that, or minerals that come from taking too much, like whatever it is, potassium, magnesium, and all those things that you take. So, better program is the best revenge is upgrade from a good living. Absolutely. Um, here, this one is it Tanamera 11. Dear Moss, can you please scan me, please help me to awaken. So yeah. So what happens to you, you start to awaken. You're always in the space of death for example. You're always in some kind of pearl. You're almost like, you're that kind of person that's been ill for a while, and you're just about to, you're just coming into your strength and so on. And you get stronger and stronger and it looks a little brighter, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, something happens to you. And then it happens to you, it's like one, two, three, four. It's happened to you like 3 or 4 times. So let's jump you out of that. Take a breath in, whoever that was, Tanamera. And then this time you just start to awaken and then you keep going forward. The biggest thing for you too is guilt. There's a lot of guilt for you because you think that you have to be, if you lived life to be complete, you think you did something wrong. So, and that comes from your childhood. So I was getting rid of that for you as well. This one, 512 H2O, Chrisanne. We're all questioning our jobs, my two sons, my husband and I, what is coming. Well, from XI, whatever that you've been doing, you're more and more awakening, you're starting to see. And again, it's not about quitting your job. I'd still stay in your job. Again, you can do whatever you need to, but I'd still stay in your job and see what's bothering you about the jobs that you've had or about the career that you've had. And then it allows you to see, say, and even if you're in a relationship, by the way, it's the same pattern. If you're in a relationship and you're starting to get irritated by the individual, and it's like, shit, I need to break up. Don't do it. Okay. If you're an XI, it's a great training program, training field for you. This is where you start to go, okay, like what programs am I running that allow this relationship to happen for me? What programs am I running for your case that allowed us to have, say, a career that we're having? Why did we have careers like that? Was it to enhance us, or again, create? Because for you all, it's like, shit, I have to suffer or sacrifice to make money, and then so we can have enough money to go be happy. That's that pattern that most people run. Sacrifice to make money, to be abundant, to go be happy. That's not a good pattern because it never works out and you lose the best of your years. So you're recalibrating that pattern again. So whether you're in a relationship going, shit, I need to leave this, now I'm awakened. So no, not just yet. You start asking yourself, take a breath in, guys. For those people who are like that, you start asking yourself, like, hey, you know what patterns allowed me to be into that relationship, and then you remove that and you'll start to see, you pull out of that relationship automatically. This one, M Leonard. This one, Jola. uh, I feel, Jola, or I feel at the top, but am I right? You are at the top. You're at that precipice. You're balancing yourself. So don't look backwards. Okay, if you want to look backwards, you can, but just use it as something to push yourself off going forward. All right. This one, can you please scan me? What is holding me back? It's actually you. Your consciousness. You think that you need to know something that's in front of you. You think that you need to go, oh, what's my next step for you, for me to go forward? So that's what's pulling you back. So basically, don't don't give a fuck. Just literally, just don't. Just wake up and go, whatever happens to me happens to me. And I know it's going to be off for you, but just do it. You'll start to see your higher consciousness like step in and go, hey, this is what you need to do. And this is where you start to, pull forward. Okay. Because you're moving from a control mechanism of here, which is very limited, to a control mechanism of your limitless self. So for those individuals who are controlling, it's a little harder. So again, just don't give a fuck, guys. Just don't care at all for a day or two, and you'll start to see a momentum that'll push you forward, and you'll get more shit done than ever. Okay. I've been told I am the third revelation. What do I do with this? I have no idea. People tell you, those kind of people, it sounds really cool, doesn't it? You're the third revelation, but then it's like, well, what do you do with that? And no offense against Sadhguru, but he's a fantastic guy. But some of his questions, like he was on uh, Joe Rogan, and all the things that I've seen about him, and it's like he's got really beautiful answers to things, but it's like, well, what do you do with it? I mean, it feels good. He's a great storyteller and stuff, but what do you do with it? I mean, his answers are pretty accurate, again, but it's like, what do you do with it? So XI literally is giving you the one, two, three steps. Are you the third revelation? I'm not exactly sure what that means to you, but what I do see is that you run after You're a duplicate, or your ingredient of life is from your father or your uncle, so whichever one. Or your father might feel like an uncle, not a father. No, your father doesn't feel like a father to you. You might want to do the Father's Day coming up, by the way, to reset that. A lot of you, if your parents don't feel like your parents, right? Like you took care of them, or they feel like brother and sister to you, or a friend to you, and all that stuff. You might want to do, the Father's thing coming up. But anyway, for you, your recipe of life is basically somebody else's. So you need to get rid of that, and that's what I was helping you. So you start to change. All right. And again, comment in if I scanned you, and how accurate that was. This is Raman. Yeah. Can you help me align me with love? The meditation was literally about that, getting rid of your victim pattern. For you, Raman, you'd have to again sacrifice yourself. It's like shit. I'll do anything for love. I'll do anything for that person for love. Well, if you're going to do that, how do you feel? You feel like you've just been stabbed all the time. That's the way you feel. So, do you really want love? So again, open yourself up. Let's like reawaken you, and then that love comes from the inside out. Otherwise, love literally feels like a stabbing type feel. That's where you get stabbed in the chest, so to speak. I love this person, and then they left me. One, two, twice. Seems like happens to you, right? You give it all, and then they leave you. That's again, it's not what you're doing, not the way you look or anything like that. It's just patterns that you're running. All right. So as we end, guys, I got to get going. There's another race coming in, and they need this room. So as um, uh, yeah, just reading some more comments. Again, guys, a lot of great things coming up. Thanks for being here, guys. Tell your friends about the worldwide meditations, because we need more and more people awakening. All right. All right. Notice what you notice, and then notice the details of what you're noticing. Peace.
Did you know that the same attributes that you need for high level success are the same attributes that high performance drivers have?